Alright guys, so taking a look at this LED light bulb. This is a Wi-Fi smart LED light bulb. I like the size. I've had some in the past that were a little larger, so fitting them into a lamp like this, or even into some of your overhead fixtures like in your ceiling fan or whatnot, became problematic. This one appears to be constructed really well. Like I said, the size is nice. It's very solid. It doesn't have this loose fit. I've had some where this part would just pop right off. Very cheaply made. And overall, it appears to work fine. It seems to work really well. It remembers what lighting option was chosen, so when the power goes out, when it comes back on, it will return to the same color that it was, or at least it has in my experience. So that's a nice option as well. It comes with a little user manual. It has QR codes. There is an app they recommend called like eFamily Cloud. Personally, I use the Toya TUYA app. And the reason for that is because I have a lot of smart devices. I already have that app installed on my phone, and I have so many different devices. If I used every app from every different device, I'd have like 10 different apps on my phone, whereas I just use this one app and all of my devices work with that app fine. I have the box here because I wanted to show you guys. It is really well packaged with this foam. Of course, it comes in a little plastic bag here, but it has this nice thick foam, so you should have it with no damage. That's great. Specifications on the side here: 6-watt, lifespan 20,000 hours, standby power 0.3 watts, so 16 million color. Of course, this works on the 2.4 Wi-Fi network in your home, not the 5 gigahertz network or the newer networks that are available but aren't very common, so it's not a big deal. So this lamp is already on, obviously. So this is what it looks like. Now this, I think, I'm going to show you a corner of a room illuminated with this. As you can see, it lights up this area right here. If I turn this light off, you'll see it does not light it up dramatically, but it is perfectly fine to use as either a desktop style lamp, or like I'm using it with this clip-on style lamp, which I really like the option. And it also would work really well as an accent lighting, either under or behind a desk, a monitor, a television, somewhere in that area, to give you like a mood light type setup. And other than that, like if you're going to use it for a large area or large room, you may need multiple lights because, again, it doesn't put out a huge amount of light. So just real quick, the app, turn off the power saving on my phone. So on the bottom, you've got white, color, scene, and schedule. So you can set this up to have it come off and on a timer if you wanted to. You can set it up to do that. Of course, you can turn it off and on right through the app. Now this, obviously, as I said before, is not exactly the app they recommend, but it's very similar. The biggest challenge with this, a lot of devices, but this one a little bit more so, is turning it off on, off on, off on. You got to do that quite a lot to get it to where it will actually go into pairing Wi-Fi, type access mode, so you can actually add it and join your network and everything. That took a little bit of effort and a little time. Not too bad, but a little frustrating compared to some. As far as the app goes though, you've got the off and on the bottom, the color option. If you hit that, you can change the different color. You can turn it off and on here, but you can also change the color. And you can see it doesn't do like instant, just shift to that. It's got a slow fade. You can change the brightness and the cool or the warm aspect of the lighting, so depending upon what you're looking for. And of course the brightness, if you want to dim this down, you can do so. So all of that's very easy. I gotta be able to see it right. I don't know, you probably can't see it too well, but there's a little tiny arrow at the bottom. If you hit this arrow, it'll take you back to the main page. So when you want to go back to just the lighting options, you just hit that. If you go to scenes, they've got some predetermined scenes such as nighttime, reading, and there are several others, so you can change between whatever you like. This one just allows it to do a quick cycle. This one is more of a slow cycle through the different colors, so depending on what you're looking for. And then if you want to edit each one of those, there's a little edit option here, so that's also an option you could potentially go for. So let's go back here to turn this back on to white light. And on the bottom you've got schedule. So if you wanted to schedule time you know, have this thing turn off and on so that when you come home at night from work, it's already on, or it can go off, you know, at a specific time. You can do that all really simply through the app. Up here on the top, if you hit that, you got the option to modify the name. You get to deal with the integration with your Amazon Echo or your Google Assistant. I have this set up to work with my Amazon Echo devices. You can do some sharing, so if you want to do that, device info, and of course updates and such. So, and if you hit this top arrow when you're in this menu, as I said, you'll go back to the main menu. Again, this is specific with this app, but the app's going to be somewhat similar. If you already have a smart device, more than likely whatever app you have will work with this device. And if you want to use it with your Amazon Echo or your Google Assistant, whatever, of course you need to make sure it gets discovered and is usable at that point. So that is pretty much it. You name the light and then you just say, you know, address your smart assistant, which I'm not going to do now. I don't want to trigger my or your smart assistant, whether it's your assistant through Google or if it's your Amazon Echo. But you say your wake word and then you say the name, you can turn it off and on. So that's pretty much it. It's very cool to the touch. It is not even, I wouldn't even say it's warm at all. So you don't have to worry about pets or children you know, getting burned by the light. It's definitely cool to the touch. I don't know about the longevity of it. Hopefully it lasts for a long time, but there's no hub required. It's super easy, and it's definitely better for accent, or desktop style lighting. I'll throw in an example real quick. You can check out like a room that's illuminated only by the monitors in the room. It's the only light in the room, the windows covered, and all the lights are off. No hallway lights, no extra lighting. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some idea of what to expect with this light. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you want to find out more, the link will be below the video. Alright, so here's just an example. I'm using a corner because honestly that's about, as stated before, all you're going to get is a small area. So if you're using it for a desktop lamp, or if you're lighting a corner, or maybe you've got it around a computer monitor or a television perhaps, then this is a great option because it will work for that type of a purpose. But if you are trying to light like an entire room, I just don't see that being a real option. So you have to keep that in mind. But even at the maximum amount of brightness, it primarily, as you can see, lights up this corner of the room really, really well. But other than that, it isn't going to do an entire room. Now, if you use the white light, it will do a much better job, probably give you a little more coverage area as a whole. But this gives you an idea. It's kind of just a small corner area. You can see to the left how shadowed and shaded that corner is where it changes. Right over in this area on the side, it's very dark. So this doesn't light up the entire room and cover that area. So it's very specific to the area that you have it directed into. So that gives you some idea of what it does and what it's capable of. Thanks.